I'm Chase, founder and agent harness engineer behind ChaseOS, an operating system for 24/7 AI agents. This is a real build day, products, workflows, testing and bugs included. Let's get into it. Let's prepare the workstation now. As you see, I have ChatGPT open for deep research and implementations. This is ChaseOS Studio right here. This is the control plane for all the 24/7 AI agents. You see me clicking around on the chat panel in ChaseOS, the standalone application. And on the left-hand side, I'm looking at the website ChaseOS built itself. ChaseOS orchestrates 24/7 agent harnesses. You can see right here how ChaseOS represents agent harnesses as companions which are personalized to the user. They have emotes, so the agent identity and current state is visual. Agent identities develop and enhance more the longer you use ChaseOS. ChaseOS can deploy more than one agent harness at a time. In this instance, we see Open, Claude, and Hermes running side by side on the same task, deploying and doing different things. On the home panel, we see terminal flickering. This is exactly a V1 bug that we need to patch just before release. ChaseOS can orchestrate agents, and you can see it visually with knowledge graph. So right here, you can see right now, ChaseOS is being used right now to control StrikeZone Crypto, an autonomous trading server. This is knowledge graph V2, a live view of agents' runtime profiles and the files they're working through. I can track movement, inspect the nodes, open the source context. The companions can also be prestiged, giving each one a distinct color and identity underneath the visual layer. Each companion connects to a runtime, role, memory, tools, and documents within ChaseOS. In this video, you see a real example of ChaseOS, my personal instance. You can clearly see my runtime profiles, and towards the end, there's a card where I can see all four of them side by side of each other. We're going to be moving to ChaseOS Web. Claude helped us explore the front end and integrated JavaScript packages behind these animated graph views. The goal is to turn the internal system into a clear public product with onboarding, sign up, and design people can understand. This right here, where you can see shortly, is Claude Code. I can begin in Claude on the web. Then from there, I can open PowerShell, launch the CLI, and work directly against the code base. Plain English direction becomes the code language, but I still review the implementation, test the result, and decide what ships. From this build, Claude produced the visual directions. We selected the second pack as the foundation because it's the art style that I wanted, and web design style I wanted for ChaseOS. From this point, it's going to stay as my foundation, but we as the operator need to then start refining the branding and components. Here I'm using Claude desktop application for visual quality analysis. Describe the changes, inspect the result, challenge what is actually right and wrong in my opinion. The next thing I really want to do is now go through ChatGPT and my Discord. I can orchestrate ChaseOS not only from a standalone application, but third-party apps like Discord right here. On this mini computer, you see me using Codex, looking at the logs on my left-hand computer, just to find more features for ChaseOS. And when I'm doing deep implementations, this is what it will look like. We see the token usage, we'll get visual QA so I can actually see what Claude is implementing for me. The workflow has now moved into Discord, which acts as the practical ChaseOS control plane. Hermes can work across channels, respond to structured tasks, use tools, and launch sub-agents for specific jobs. One runtime can help moderate the ChaseOS community server, while another can handle a completely different business workflow. A real example here is the StrikeZone Crypto server. The server is connected to custom indicators, trading view ideas, selected trader transcripts, and automated research feeds. Hermes uses browsers and tool access to review these sources, challenge the thesis, and public structured market analysis into the server. This workflow is in motion. An agent receives a task, collects context, pressure tests the idea, publishes an update, and leaves the execution trail visible on Discord. Anyone can join the Discord server to inspect this even from now. One of the theses that we received from StrikeZone Crypto then resulted in a leverage long that reached plus 154%. I'm showing this as outcome proof for the workflow. Like an avalanche effect, if you keep working, it starts going at a fast pace towards the end, and that's how progression is going to go down. I also use ChatGPT as a second reasoning layer to find counter arguments, tighten the thesis, and expose weak assumptions before anything becomes an action. The ChaseOS Document Inspector keeps the source context connected to execution. Under the interface, the system still runs through real terminals and gateways. Here, I'm launching Hermes Gateway, checking the command output and confirming the agent can reach tools and service the workflows that it depends on, all within ChaseOS, no use of an external terminal. From testing around here, I noticed I need to quickly add hotkeys for install Hermes and OpenClaw, as well as update Hermes and OpenClaw. It's always good to test to find where new features you should be adding. Then it's back to product work, refining the home panel, check recent chats and agent activity, testing companion behavior, and moving between ChaseOS Studio and Claude to fix what doesn't feel right. A lot of implementation starts with plain English direction, but every output still needs a clear visual QA, functional testing and security review. For large designs and audit passes, tools like Fable and Claude help me through the problem faster. AI doesn't remove the engineering, it compresses the loop from idea to implementation to validate the final configuration passes, check the settings, runtimes activity, and the home panel still behaves like one coherent system before V1 ships. I noticed the KPI metrics are not in sync on the front end, and this is something that I'm going to fix. Using either Claude or Codex is not free. You end up using a lot of tokens now. I just see here, I've put on Ultra Code. That uses up the most tokens. You have to be wary for the type of task you're doing. After some significant progress, it's time for me to go out and actually live. So you see me here playing pool. Even ChaseOS, this video right here, I'm training it right now to add blur effects to videos. So we see it's not pinning it properly like how you would get on a professional tool like CapCut. The more I use ChaseOS, the more I train it. And this is how I can just utilize it in every aspect of everywhere in my life, you know? Because if I'm trying to build a personalized agent, it should be useful for every single use case. Next time you see me here, we're going to continue onwards. Now, this is where I end my day, just a nice hotel to relax. And you'll see me next time. We're going to show you what we're next going to implement for ChaseOS. Hope you enjoy the view. Chase and Tech is out.